Hello, my
friends. Today we're going to learn about a terrifying creature known as the man with the upside down face. Notable for being one of the most wicked and menacing beings, he is a cruel entity who loves to cause pain. In order to feed on people's negative emotions, his ability to sneak around invisibly and feed on negativity makes him more feared and dangerous than most creatures. The man with the upside down face appears to be a man with a very large smile, always with a macabre grin on his face. While his neck is covered with his hair, he also seems to be wearing a gray coat. Although the exact color may be different due to the black and white nature of all the photos in which he appears. Dated from 1910 to 1960, photos of him began to appear on the internet when Trevor posted 3 old photographs on his social media. When you look at the photos for the first time, everything seems normal until you look in the background and discover that the man is in all the photos, watching the tragic events with a sinister smile on his face. When he carries out his actions, he is invisible to the public. Only photographs reveal that
he really
is there, causing madness and feeding off it. He is never seen at the accident, only after the fact in the photographs. As Trevor says, his face is wrong because he loves to twist the expectations of how a human being is put together. He loves the sadness and the pain of road accidents, but any horrible feeling will do. He is a terrible parasite like a leech. He is physically there, but we can't see him. Man is attracted to tragic events, but he is usually not able to cause them directly. However, he can influence other factors to help the tragedies happen. For example, turning common arguments into violent fights, and make a normally sturdy tire come off a car while it's moving, influencing disasters. That's it, everyone. Remember to subscribe and like this video, because that way you'll be protected from any supernatural manifestation. I'll stop here. Goodbye. Hello, my friends. Today we're going to learn about the creature called Long Horse. It's a being that has a horse skull without a jaw. Its pale neck has a flexible structure, with some pieces of a black mane hanging from it. When it bends, cracks appear at the joints, similar to a finger, allowing for several joints at different points along the neck. The legend of this creature was told by Trevor Henderson. He published a photo showing Long Horse with the description that he dreamed about this creature. Another photo released of this creature seems to be in some suburb. An ancient cave painting of the Long Horse, or rather Long Horse, was also found, surrounded by 3 human beings. And in the description it's revealed that Long Horse has existed since ancient times. Curiously, the drawing showed that he is the protector of humans. Completely harmless, and his goal is to warn humans about future dangers. If a human hears a crack in the neck or sees the creature's long neck, the message is that a disaster will occur. Not because of Long Horse, but because it is destined to happen. He only came to warn. But a picture of the creature was published simply saying, "A new sighting, he is on the move." Which means that Long Horse is probably going somewhere to warn people in that area about some disaster. So that's it, my friends. Leave your like there. And if you hear any neck cracking from Long Horse, it's a sign that something will happen. Have you ever heard of Bridgeworm? Or rather, Bridgeworm? It's a pretty bizarre entity known for hiding under long highway bridges. However, there are reports of people who saw a worm hiding under a small bridge, supposedly to travel long distances without being discovered. The arms of this entity are long, around 3 meters, and its body reaches up to 9 meters in length. It has fingers similar to those of a human but much more flexible. It wears a fake face that has small black tiny slits for its eyes and a small mouth, giving it a neutral expression. However, underneath that piece of flesh is its real face, with many teeth and a frightening appearance. The tissue on Bridgeworm's real face is living flesh, almost identical to that of humans, but it has some flaws. The eyes of this monster are extremely misaligned and bulge out when it moves. Depending on its hunger, it can travel great distances to find its prey. The legend of Bridgeworm began when a photo of a large creature inside a tunnel started to spread on the internet. In the photo, a big white creature with a sad face is seen lying on the ground with its hands on its white face. People began to speculate about the creature until a drawing appeared by an internet user on which it was written,
"Bridgeworm, giving
the name to the creature. Later on, a photographer named Thomas, who had been missing for a while, had his photo found on the banks of a river. In the photo, the real face of Bridgeworm is revealed. The creature possibly swallowed the photographer, who was just there doing his job. When this news was released, the legend of Bridgeworm began to spread. People started to describe it as a hostile creature that acts like a spider. It would always be clinging to bridges or overpasses, waiting for its next victim. When someone approaches, it instantly leaves its spot and annihilates with no remorse for its actions. So that's it. Leave your like on this video and check out more bizarre stories in the playlist. Thanks. Hello my friends. Today we're going to meet a creepy creature that's going to make your hair stand on end. So first of all, go ahead and leave your like. Subscribe to the channel, alright? So you don't miss any videos. The God of Roadkill is a creature similar to a skeleton. It doesn't have skin on its body, just scraps of flesh. It's bigger than a car. It has no legs, carrying only 2 arms to help it move around, and a narrow face that looks like a mask with several eyes. I say this because you can see some stitches on the sides of the skull indicating that it was a sewn mask, right? The evidence suggests that it was a bird that suffered some trauma to its lower part, and because of that, it died. O God of Roadkill is a vengeful deity who takes revenge on drivers who run over animals on highways, carrying a heavy feeling with him. He gets really upset and sad about the fate his animal friends have suffered. Thousands of them are killed every day trying to cross these roads. Places that were once plains or forests now have highways cutting through their habitat, and countless cars speed by at absurd speeds, killing the animals. When he witnesses such a brutal act, God of Roadkill, the god who watches over the animals, manipulates the human's fate, altering reality and causing the vehicle to break down. The car starts showing signs of failure. The brakes might glitch, a tire comes off and rolls away, the steering wheel locks up, among other problems that happen, leading to this person's fatal accident. He goes to where the body is. If the person is showing signs of life, he waits until there are no more, and he feeds on the rest. This is the way God of Roadkill found to balance this equation of life. He shows himself to be a benevolent entity, helping these animals that had their lives taken cross over to the other side of the plane and find eternal peace. So that's it, my friends. I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave your like and see you next time.